Okay, I think I'm gonna have to be the one to say this. You are not as good as you think you are. And who is the you I'm referring to? I'm referring to you, I'm referring to me, and I'm referring to everybody in the mama. And why is that? I believe we'd be doing each other a disservice if we don't admit that we think so highly of ourselves than we actually are worth. In terms of what we are presenting as value to the masses, it's pretty much not worth what we really think. Everybody is a critic, everybody is a judge, everybody is an expert. You think I'm lying? Just go on your Twitter, go on your Instagram. Everybody is a subject matter expert, and everybody feels like they got the answers to everything. And these people don't know nothing. But I want to approach this topic in the realm of creativity because I am not diving or dibbling or dabbling into politics. So what I am trying to pass across in terms of creativity is the sense and the idea of us thinking we are where we're supposed to be. The idea of creativity and the point of creativity, the point of art, the point of doing visual things that you create is to always challenge yourself to be better. Challenge yourself to push the envelope. Challenge yourself to push your limits. So in that very vein, and if we know that that is the definition of creativity, or that is the concept of creativity, you can never be as good as you think. I want to pose something to y'all. Have you ever started something new and when you first did it, you actually thought you were really good at it because your first attempt was probably better than you expected? So you put that as a bar and your reference to excellence because this is something you did without no prior training. Then you continue working at that and maybe like a couple months pass and you revisit the first time you did it. You actually look at what you did and you tell yourself that this is the worst thing ever. If you've had that experience before, you experience the idea and the concept of you are not as good as you think you are. The fact that you improved on something already means you're never as good as you think you are because you're evolving at every single point in your creative journey. So you're never stagnant. You're always going to continue to evolve. You're always going to continue to get better. And this is the most important one. You're always going to see someone who does that thing that you think you're good at. You're always going to see somebody do it better than you. And that in itself tells you you're not as good as you think you are. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel content with your progress. I'm just saying never give yourself the final stamp of this is how good you can be, because you are pigeonholing yourself and you are stunting your growth, you're stunting your creativity, and you don't even know what you're capable of because you have not experienced new things, you have not seen new references, you have not been inspired by new experiences. So why would you give yourself the final stamp and close your mind off? Why would you give yourself a final stamp as if this is the best you can do? Why would you close your mind to new experiences? Why would you remove the possibility of finding new inspiration to make you better? Progression is a real thing if you don't know. So let's talk progression. I believe progression is an incremental increase of a positive or a negative in whatever goal you set for yourself. So I always say the goal is to get 1% better in the route towards achieving your goal. I believe that 1% increase daily is the sign of progression. So to bring it back to the main topic of you not being as good as you think you are is because there is room for improvement. I do believe we're clouded in this modern world where we have multiple groups and people fit in subsections of those groups. In essence, we're all surrounded by these echo chambers that regurgitate what we believe about ourselves and our work or whatever our identity is. So it would be hard pressed for somebody to let an outside noise or an outside opinion or an criticism really influence your progression, because you've been told within that echo chamber that there's nothing for you to improve or this is as good as it gets. No, you could always get to the top and pull the ladder up. That's what I say. So I guess one can watch this or listen to this and ask the question, well, you're saying I am not as good as I think I am. Does that mean I am as bad as I think I am? And the answer is no, because for the same reasons you're not as good as you think you are, you're also not as bad as you think you are. The idea of starting something, let's take it back to the main example I brought up earlier in this video. You start something and you think this is the best thing since sliced bread till you work on it months after and you come back and you say that that's the worst thing you ever did. The initial starting point and the fact that you recognize something you did as good. You obviously had to have a reference for something you just started, because you have to learn, you have to see the reference, and you have to then start your own. It might have not been as good as the reference, but the fact that you actually saw what you did and you were actually pleased with it means you're not as bad as you think you are, because even in that very same thing, there is somebody that exists that did worse than you did. So you're not as good as you think you are. You're not as bad as you think you are. Overall, what I'm saying is humility goes a long way. Correctly judging where you're at in the route or on the road to your goals is what we really need to focus on. Putting on the bifocals of humility and reality will make you sleep easy at night and will correctly place you where you need to be. And here's the good thing. If you know where you're at, you know where you need to go. Compared to if you think you know where you're at, you don't even know where to go. So I just wanted to make a quick video, just, provide some encouragement. And essentially the whole point of this video is to just have an accurate depiction of who you are, an accurate assessment of where you are, and a realistic expectation of where you're gonna be. I believe if you have all those things in mind, the sky's the limit and there's no turning back. With all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.